Right, that pool looks amazing right now.
Well,
If you're not
cold in here.
Yeah, if you're not a fan of the cold weather, it's probably a good idea to take a vacation to somewhere warm.
Well, yeah, no, if you can, go for it. Absolutely, sure. No, today it's definitely a little chilly, and it's going to stay chilly. I mean, we are in January, but there are going to be some ups and downs over the next couple
winter
of weeks.
now.
Yes, absolutely. So this is our Regency camera. It definitely looks cold outside, and it very much is. We've got a lot of clouds today. It's 44 degrees. The wind out of the south, though, at 16 miles an hour, giving us wind gusts at 25, so it makes it feel more like the upper 30s still. And we're not going to see a whole lot of improvement today, but temperatures will come up by a few degrees. We're still looking at the upper 30s to mid 40s across the north. We've got mid and even some upper 40s now showing up across the far south, but still upper 30s in the far southwest, low to mid 40s all across central Oklahoma. And there's that south to now southwest wind, anywhere between about 10 to as much as around 20 miles an hour. But we do have a weak boundary in the far northwest, basically just over Harper County. So behind that, it is a north wind between about 10 to as much as around 25 miles an hour. So wind chills are a factor this afternoon. It's going to stay that way. It feels more like the low to upper 30s basically all across the state. Now, the wind should come down a little bit more later this evening, so wind chills won't be as big of a factor, but it's also just going to be really cold. So we've got a lot of clouds. We do have some moisture coming in out of the south and west. It hasn't quite made it into Oklahoma just yet, but we are expecting at least a very slim chance of some very light rain or even maybe just some sprinkles across basically the Red River. So we're going to call this storm number 1 today, and that's going to move across the south and move off to the east over the next several hours. So for us, it's just cloudy and a little chilly. Now, as we get into tomorrow, we're going to see some improvements. I do expect to see more sunshine, temperatures back in the upper 40s, so it's not going to feel as chilly. But by the time we get into Thursday and into Friday, that's going to be storm number 2. As of right now, I would say for western Oklahoma, that's where the rain moves in, but it's going to be cold enough the panhandle. We're talking a rain and snow mix and eventually just transitioning over to all snow. I think most of us get that rain as we get into Thursday night, and then by Friday, some rain will linger in the afternoon. And now we're looking at storm number 3. So we're going to skip the weekend. We do have a weak wave passing by this weekend, but it does look dry for us. We may see a few more clouds, but that's basically it. So storm number 3 is what we're going to call on Monday. And right now that's going to be January 8th. So Monday and into Tuesday. With this particular storm, it looks like it still has plenty of moisture to work with, but also some much colder air to follow it. So I think it does initially at least start as some rain, but as it moves off to the east away from us, I think even Oklahoma City has a chance, at least at this point, of seeing a rain transitioning over to areas of light snow. That's certainly a possibility, but of course, we're still several days out, so we're going to fine tune as we get closer. Things are going to change, I'm sure. One thing's for sure, though, it's going to be cold after it passes on by. Today, though, chilly enough. 48 degrees in Oklahoma City. We've got 47 in Ponca City today, 46 in Hobart, and 47 later this afternoon in Lawton. There's your slight rain chance or maybe even just sprinkles across the Red River. And then overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, there's your chance of seeing some patchy fog across the north and in the far southwest. But with temperatures below freezing, it could be areas of patchy freezing fog, so there could be some slick spots on bridges and overpasses. So we're going to be dropping down into the 20s overnight tonight, 30s and 40s across the far south. But tomorrow afternoon, we're back in the upper 40s. We've got 48 degrees in Ponca City, the low 50s across the south. More sunshine, but on Thursday, the clouds start to build back in. The wind shifts to the south and east. It does pick up a little bit more, but we're still looking at upper 40s in Oklahoma City. Mid-40s in Ponca City, about 51 degrees in Lawton, 54 Thursday afternoon in Ardmore. So here comes the next storm. So now we're looking at storm number 2, rain across the west. There's a chance of a wintry mix in the far northwest, but snow in the panhandle. Thursday night into Friday morning as the storm passes across the state, most of us will see plain rain except the very far north. And by Friday afternoon, I still think there's a chance. We still have some light rain lingering. So how much snow are we looking at? Well, it's not going to be a whole lot. Maybe the western panhandle, a couple of inches. But by Thursday into Friday, that storm will bring most of us at least some moisture. But for us in Oklahoma City or the metro, it's going to be maybe a quarter of an inch of rain or so, with slightly higher amounts out to the west and especially the southwest. But just kind of looking at the next 9 days, we do have some ups and downs in there, nothing too extreme, but a few storms on the 9-day. Today, it counts as storm number 1, but it's really not going to affect a whole lot of us.
Very dreary out there today.
Yeah, but tomorrow more sun expected.